Hey y'all, and welcome to this video. I am super excited because today we're going to be talking about one of my favorite platforms ever, which is Trello. So Trello, for those of you that don't know, is kind of like an organizational checklist kind of tool. So if you love lists, this is definitely the tool for you. So let's just kind of dig right in, I guess. So as you can see, I have a lot of boards and a lot of things that I'm working on. Um, so first thing that I want to talk about is what a few of the terms are that you'll want to become familiar with when it comes to Trello. So first of all, boards. Boards are basically one home for a specific topic. So I have, as you can see, I have boards for my brides for 2019. I have a board for my Cultivate Purpose clients. That is something new that I'm working on, so I don't want to tell you too much about that one. I have a wellness and fitness business planner. I have a business babysitter board that I'm going to walk you through kind of more specifically into that one in a bit. And then I just have some things that like I kind of want to organize more specifically just based on different events I might be planning, my editorial calendar, our vacation. I had one for vacation, my workflow, my weekly planner, and that's really it. That's pretty much the most used boards. And then once you dive into a board specifically, so we'll pop into my business planner board, our business babysitter board, because it has a lot of great helpful information. But so basically, once you get into a board, you can first of all add people that need to have access to this board. So this one specifically is something that I can basically hand the key over to. My assistant is on here, Kimmy, and she can basically run my business from this board if something were to happen and I needed to take some time off or whatever the case may be. She can basically run my business with the help of this board. So once you get into a board, you can edit the background, and then you can start adding your lists or cards, I like to call them. So each specific list that you create with, whether it be whatever headline you have there, you get to add all these different cards to the list. Oh, they're actually called cards. So you get to add those cards to that specific list, and then it kind of gets into more detail from there. So as you can see for my business, I have one for passwords, brand elements, workflows, copy, specific hashtags, email responses, and things like that I'm always adding to. Any FAQs that come in, that somebody would need to know if they were kind of managing my business for me. Any specific links that I have or need access to on a regular basis. Daily tasks that I'm always working on, weekly tasks, course and workbooks. That's something I'll be working on soon. Any affiliates, and just kind of a lot of information, as you can see. So yeah, that is pretty much what I have for my business in here. But so to dig into, we'll kind of go into this brand element. So you'll click on a card, and you can basically kind of do a bunch of stuff with the cards. You can add comments and kind of chat back and forth with your team members on the specific card itself. You can add labels, which I love because you can do color coordinated, color specific labels for the cards, and you can add checklists. So you can go and add a checklist, and we'll say fonts, textures, colors, whatever you need to add for that specific checklist. And each card can be specifically organized by that. So moving over, we'll kind of look into my workflow process because I have a checklist here. So this is for my new client onboarding process. So I kind of, and I want to actually add a label to this. Is there no pink? So that will be for my new client process. But this is the checklist that I use when I'm creating a new client, adding a new client and onboarding them and things like that. So that's my checklist, and I just can kind of, pop into this card and work through that process when I get a new client. So as you can see, it's a very organized tool. It just kind of helps you really stay, if you're a list lover like myself, really stay organized and on top of all of those tasks. So this is my editorial calendar. And this is where I can kind of track everything that I'm working on, any ideas, any inspiration. So I have my content and what I have specifically, active right now. So social media, obviously, newsletter, podcast, my blog, and my Facebook community. So I can always add to that as well. And then my workflow for when I'm creating new content. And then, my blog and newsletter ideas, just some information or inspiration there. And then outlined posts that I need to work on. And then I can move them from either ready to be published, scheduled, or posted. And then I can also track my newsletter schedules there. And then I do want to add another list. So to add a list, you would just click on add another list. And I'm going to name this one podcast schedule. And then I can go ahead and, start adding due for May, June, and July. I like to have it planned out for 3 months in advance. I'm a little bit behind on that, so I definitely need to work on that. But that's just to kind of show you how to add a new list. Another good feature with Trello is that you can move these cards to different lists. So let's say I'm working on, this post here for a blog. So I can move this ready to be published, and then once it's scheduled, I can move it to scheduled, and then once it's posted, I can move it there. So I can kind of see what each item is. I'm just going to move this back over here. What each item, the statuses of each of those items, and just really stay on top of that. And then my workflow is kind of the same. My onboarding process is my planning process, business tasks, things I want to work on when business is slow, and just kind of a lot of brain dumping, basically, which is what I have here. But, just a lot of random things. And then, like I said, I did one for vacation. So just kind of give you an idea of what you can utilize this for in terms of even if you don't have a business or you want to use it for other things. It's really great for vacation planning, or you can do it for like meal prepping, meal scheduling, or meal planning, fitness schedules, anything really. So I have my packing list, outfit ideas, shopping lists, activities that we want to do, and then you can kind of schedule out your days that we, kind of worked on or, planned, while we were on vacay. And that is really it, guys. It's really not a complicated tool, and there is a lot to it, but once you kind of get the basics down for what you need to do and what your goal is with each board, you can just kind of go in and play around, dig in. You can always move things around, and it's just a really great platform as a whole. So I hope you liked this video. I hope you found it super helpful, and leave some comments below with any questions that you might have. All right, guys, have a great day.